what's up, guys? Daquan here with I Repaired Your Credit Services. Listen, I got the messages, I got the emails, I got the inboxes, the DMs with you guys asking me how to break down your credit score. A lot of you guys don't even know what your credit score is. Why? Because you refer to companies like Credit Karma, Credit Wise, Credit Sesame. I'm not here to bash any of them, but the reality is they're not providing you with your real score. They're providing you with something called a Vantage score. And we'll cover that a little bit later on in this video. So listen, right now, I'm going to teach you how to access your real scores, how to manipulate it, and how to set yourself up for success. So do me a favor. Grab a notepad, a pen, get the kids away, get ready to learn, because what I'm about to share with you will be life-changing. All right, listen, so when we're talking about your credit report, all right, and we're talking about Credit Karma, we're talking about your Vantage score. So Credit Karma is providing you with a Vantage score. So why? So Vantage scores is pretty much all three bureaus came up with a scoring model to kick back to you, the consumer, as an educational score. So listen, companies like Credit Karma, they're purchasing these Vantage scores because they're cheap. Usually they're pennies on a dollar. And with these, they're providing you these misleading scores that are for you as the consumer, and especially on Credit Karma. Credit Karma, it says, hey, you may qualify for this card. You have a great chance of qualifying for that card or this loan or whatever the case is. Listen, the lenders are probably not even going to use that score. That score is a educational score. And these bureaus came out with the score for educational purposes, and companies like Credit Karma, they market off of it. And, even if, so for example, if you see, hey, you may be approved for American Express, your heart may say, yeah, let's apply for it. You apply for it. And even if you do get it, Credit Karma gets paid usually 30, 50, sometimes $100. But the most crazy thing about this, guys, is even if you get denied, they still get compensated based on the volume of that application. So it's a marketing site, it's a Vantage score, and you really shouldn't rely on that score if you're looking to purchase a home. The most important score that the lenders and the banks are going to use 9 times out of 10 is going to be your FICO score. So the FICO stands for Fair Isaac Corporation. The two gentlemen that created the FICO, Bill Fair, Earl Isaac. Bill Fair, Earl Isaac. So one was a mathematician, the other one was a data scientist. And the problem with them coming up with an algorithm is they didn't have any data. So they referred to companies like Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion to give them that data to complete the algorithm. So it's very important that we watch what's on your credit report, because what's on your credit report dictates your credit score. There's 5 different categories, and we're going to go over all 5 of them that the data goes into that will positively or negatively affect your credit score. Do me a favor. If your grandmother, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, or relative has ever told you that the key to great credit is to pay your bills on time, and when you do me a favor and drop a 1 in the comment section. I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds to do it. All right, go ahead and drop a 1 if one of your relatives, your aunt, your uncle, anybody of significance, importance to you has told you before that the key to great credit is by paying your bills on time. I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds just to jot that down. All right. Okay, are you done? All right, so while it is true that paying your bills on time is actually the biggest piece of the pie, it's the biggest piece of the puzzle, right? It's worth 35% of your score. It's not completely true, though. Notice I said it's worth 35% of your score, not 100% of your score, which means that there are other variables out there that's going to dictate your credit score, right? So, listen, the FICO ranges from like 300 to 850. Right, so you have about 550 points to play with. Not really. 550 is pretty much the average, right? It's the average of all consumers combined. But for example, let's just say you have that 550 points, right? So out of the 35% of that 550 points averages out to be 192.5, right? So even again, you guys got to take this. You guys got to understand that even the 192.5, you won't get all of those points. So some people may get only 180 of it. Some people may get 200 of it. It all depends. It's all about it's an average. So it's all about where you fall in that scorecard. Just give me one quick second. Okay, where that falls, in that scorecard. But let's say, for example, that you have a 300 credit score and you pay all your bills on time and you get the maximal, not the maximum, but you get that average of 192.5. So at that point, you're at 492.5. You're not even at a 500 credit score. You're not even at a 500 credit score. So that's what brings me to the next credit factor. So we get it. 35% is your on-time payment history, right? The average from that 550 is 192 points, right? And that's the average. But we understand that even if you're at your lowest, you won't even be at a 500. So the next one that brings, the next piece of this pie, number 2, is something called your credit utilization. Listen, this is one of the most important things you can do for your credit score. It's one of the most important things you can do for your credit score. So, utilization, how much money you owe compared to how much money is given to you. So, for example, you have a $500, Macy's card, right? Out of this $500 Macy's card, you charge $50 on that card. You bought yourself a nice polo t-shirt and it costs you $50, right? So, you are utilizing 10% of that card. It's very important. Great credit is 0 to 9% of that card. You want to use 0 to 9%. Anything under 30 is safe though. But to optimize your credit, let's go between that 0 and a 9 to really optimize that credit level, right? But anyway, we've had clients that maxed out a $300 card, and it's the only thing they had on their account, and they have a 700 score. And now when you look at it, they're at like a 550. They have a dramatic drop. It's because now you are competing against people in that scorecard range. That now you have poor utilization. So where you are competing, listen, 30% of that 550 is what, 165. So instead of you getting that 165, you're well below that. You're well below that, and people in that scorecard is scoring better than you are. So this is why, listen, if you want a dramatic increase in your credit score, pay your balances down on your credit cards. You don't have to send an extra payment to your car payment or anything like that. We're talking revolving accounts here, right? Do yourself a favor. Keep your balances low. Keep your balances low. Jump right into our next category. And this video is getting kind of long, so we're going to try to hurry up as much as we can. But listen, I need you guys to make sure that you're reacting, you're sharing these videos, you're commenting, and you're participating, because these videos are designed for you. It's to give you value. It's for you to understand your credit and how to leverage it correctly. So I want to make sure that you guys are taking action also on your side, and you're being proactive to these videos. So listen, we're going to get into the next category, right? I am going to give you guys a value of 82.5, and I want you guys, from everything we just learned through the past 5 minutes or so of this video, I want you guys to tell me what percentage of an impact this has on your score. So 82.5 is your points. What is that percentage? I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to figure this out. All right, we've done this a couple of times now, so I just want to see if you guys are paying attention. 82.5, 82.5. Come on. All right, so if you guys said 15%, you're absolutely correct. 15%, age of credit. Guys, let's jump right into it. Age of credit, right? So 2 things. Number 1, how long you've been using credit for, your oldest account. Number 2, the average age of your credit accounts, both open and closed. I know the myth that's out there, and I'm hoping to debunk this right away, right? The myth with credit cards. If you was to close your credit card out, how many times you heard this? You close your credit card out, your score will drop. Never, ever, ever, ever close your credit card accounts down. I was also a firm believer in this. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I also was a firm believer in this, because if you was to close down an account, right, it's only fair you lose all of account age history. At least that's what I thought. And during more research, during more, before I was a credit repair expert, and now that I know what I know, I was wrong. And the very telling thing here is that open or close accounts stay on your credit for 10 years, right? So you're not going to drop the account history. The only thing that you potentially are going to lose, possibly, is your utilization, right? Because let's go back a couple slides. How much money you were given compared to how much money you owe compared to how much money you were given, right? So if your utilization was already borderline and you took away some of that available credit, then you done skyrocketed in utilization. So that's why some people see increases. Other than that, the open and close accounts stay on your credit for a while. Now, I want to, for 10 years. I also want to cover opening up new accounts. I had a client the other day, and she told me, hey, I wanted to open up more accounts because I wanted more of an available balance. I want you guys to just hold that thought. And I want to explain that a little further. But before I explain that a little further, I want to give you just some facts behind that. All right. Let's say you had a 20-year card. Your card was 20 years old, right? And you're a 20-year credit performer at this point. And you went ahead and opened up 4 accounts. So what happens now is that 20 years get divided in 5. You have 1 account, right? And then you opened up 4, so you have 5. So 20 divided by 5, right? You have now became, right? 20 divided by 5? Yeah, 20 divided by 5. You have now became a 4-year credit user. 4-year credit user. So you were performing in the top echelon of credit performers in that 20-year scorecard, and now you're all the way down at 4 years. So the impact that you see on your score will be that the lower of credit age history and possibly that debt utilization. So I just wanted to go back to the conversation that me and a client had the other day. She wanted to open up an account because of the available balance history, right? And I just want you guys to be informed. This is why I'm telling you guys this, because, it makes sense on the surface. It really does. And I want you guys to make sure you're making the best decision. And what one person has done, others have thought. And we know that. That's a proven statistic, right? So let's go over what you should do in this case. When you want available credit, when you want more available credit, the first thing that I would ask you to do is to call your creditor and have a conversation with them. Ask them, hey, can I get a credit limit increase? Why do we want to go with credit increases? The number one thing that it does is it saves you from the inquiry. Then it saves you from the drop of credit age. And then number 2, it raises your utilization. It lowers your utilization because it raises the amount of credit given to you. So one thing that you can do to not open up more accounts is to have a phone call with your creditors and say, hey, I would like a credit increase. Will you give it to me? Yes or no? And then if they don't, we can explore other options. But that is the safest way to play it. So 15% of that score, 82.5, is age history. We're almost done. I promise we're almost done. Thank you for hanging on. I know it's been a long video. I just want to make sure I'm getting that information out to you guys. Last couple of categories, right? We went over 3 of them. We have 2 left. Both of these are worth 10% of your score, and it's your credit mix. So the types of credit you have. And then the last one is your new credit. Your new history, your new credit history. So very quickly, we're just going to scroll through this very fast. Types of credit mix, installment loans, all right? Revolving accounts, promissory notes, whatever kind of, so they want to see, the credit bureaus want to see, this algorithm wants to see that you can handle all different kinds of credit responsibly. You can handle car loans, you can handle mortgages, you can handle credit cards. They want to see that you can open end accounts. They want to see that you can handle all different mixes of credit. And then for you doing that, they place you in that scorecard. So 10%, all right? We're talking 10% of 550. What is that? This, if you guys don't get this one, it's a problem. It's a problem. 55%, all right? So 55 points, 55%, 55 points. 55 points is what you can leverage here. So what they to be placed highly in this scorecard, they want you to have a couple of good mixes of credit. They want you to have, you know, a couple of 3, 4, 5, 6 revolving accounts. They want you to have installment loans for open-end accounts. They want you to have all these different mixes because they want to see how you handle the credit that they give you. Right? If you're only doing good in one credit card on one credit card, you only have one credit card, then they have no idea how you're going to perform with a mortgage. They have no idea how you're going to perform with anything else. They want you to have a great credit mix, a good credit mix, and for that, they created a category on how you handle different types of credit. Okay? All right, and then the last one is new history. We're going to go back to inquiries. Stop with these inquiries, y'all. Just stop. Only apply for credit when you absolutely need it. Or, yeah, let's be responsible now. When you absolutely need to apply for new credit, when you're really trying to leverage your score, you don't have that many accounts open, then let's have a conversation on new credit. But inquiries, when we're talking about inquiries, this is a common denominator between all of my clients. Hey, I went to an auto loan. I went to an auto dealership to get an auto loan, and, I went to one place and they hit me 17 times. Yeah. You know why? Because they're trying their best to secure you a car loan. So if one bank says no, they're going to go to the next bank, to the next bank, to the next financial institution, and they're going to try to figure out how they can get you a loan because they don't want you walking off their lot without a card. Because if you walk off their lot without a card, they don't get paid and they want to get paid. So they're going to try as many avenues as possible to get your car loan. So that 10% is new history. How much new history you have on your credit reports. So you, as the consumer, what you need to do is stop applying for credit unless you absolutely need it. And when you get into a situation where you're at auto dealerships and you're looking to get a car loan, make sure you make it abundantly clear that you would like your credit ran only once. And if they cannot secure the deal, then you have to figure out other options, but you don't want to hurt your credit in the meantime. All right, so we covered all 5 concepts, all 5 categories. We covered on-time payment history is worth what? In the comment section, drop it down. On-time payment history is worth what? 35% of your score. Debt utilization, down in the comment section. Go ahead. Debt utilization, how much is that worth? 30% of your score. 15% is age history. 10% is your credit mix. The other 10% is your new credit. So those are the 5 factors that we use to leverage your credit. Those are the 5 factors that are controllable for you as the consumer to improve your score. So when we're looking to improve your score, we're looking at these 5 factors. Credit history, right? On-time payment history, utilization. We're looking at all this stuff to try to leverage you to your best score. So if anybody was to ask you, how can I get my best score? You point to the 5 things. You pay your bills on time. No collection accounts, no charge-offs. Keep your balances low on your card. Age of credit history, right? Age of credit history. All right, guys, I guess we're done. It's been a long video. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for getting that pen and pad out and getting those kids away and really listening and taking heed of what I said. Listen, if you start implementing those 5 things, remember, the algorithm is built on those 5 things, on your on-time payment history, your debt utilization, your age history, your credit mix, and your new credit history. If you start implementing those things that we discussed earlier in this video, you're putting yourself in the driver's seat of better credit. You're putting yourself in a situation where credit repair may still be needed, but after credit repair, you'll be golden, right? So listen, the barrels, your creditors, they have 300 pieces of criteria they have to abide by law. Did you know that? Do you know those 300 pieces of information? Go ahead, jot those down in the comment section below. I'm joking. But really, really good question. Do you guys know
the over 300 pieces of criteria that the barrels have to abide by. I didn't think so. And I know y'all about to go on Google real quick. What are the 300 pieces? I know y'all not slick. Listen, this is what my company does, all right? So not only do we work on our number one priority is getting that good data out there, right? Our number one priority is educating you on your on-time payment history, on your debt utilization, on that algorithm. That's our number one priority. Our number one priority is making sure that we're giving good data to the credit bureaus, right? Is number one, because that's ultimately how we build that better credit score. Now, when we go to negative accounts, that's on your credit, collections, charge-off, repossession, student loans, bankruptcies, yada, 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 yada. There are 300 plus pieces of criteria that they have to abide by. And me as your credit professional, what I do is I go by all the accounts. We look at all your accounts that you have on your credit report, and we start looking for those errors. We start looking for those 300 plus items that may be reporting incorrectly. And then what we do is we hold the credit bureaus accountable. By law, you have the right to a fair credit report. What we are doing is 100% legal. We're not trying to sell you trade lines. Listen, what we are doing is 100% legal. What we are doing is we're trying to help you. And to help you, you have to have a fair chance. So if these creditors, if these collection agencies, if they're not giving you your rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, remember that, FCRA. If they're not abiding by the FCRA, then that's their loss. They have to abide by it. And me as your credit professional, I know those 300 items plus items. There's 300 plus. I know those 300 plus laws. I've studied them for so long now. And what I do is I hold the credit bureaus accountable, right? So if they say, hey, you missed the payment, even if you done something wrong in the past, it's not about, what you did wrong. More or less, it's more about how they are reporting it. Are you reporting it correctly, and can it be proven, right? Because it has to be proven. That's what the law states. It's 100% you against the creditors, right? So we want to narrow that down, and we want to make sure that you have your rights. So at any time, contact us. Email support@irepairtocreditservices.com. Facebook, Messenger, my personal. I don't care how you contact me. Contact me so I can help you out. Because listen, we're looking to buy houses. We're looking to buy cars. We're looking to buy. What are you waiting on? I gave you everything you needed. I want you to start today, right now, wherever you are. Right now, come up with your plan on implementing your great credit score, of giving that good data out there, making your on-time payments, lowering your credit card debt. You can do it. You can do it. And you will do it. You know why you'll do it? It's because you want that car. You want that house. And I'm by your side. I'm going to hold you accountable. Make sure you give me a call, especially if you're looking to purchase a home or a car or anything else. Give me a call. Let's work on that credit. God bless you guys.